Welcome to our deep dive into AI. Not the sci-fi AI, though. We're talking about the AI that's already a part of your everyday life. Our expert for this is Henrik Leopold. He gave a really interesting lecture recently at KLU University. It was part of their distinguished lecture series in business analytics and data science.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how much AI is influencing our lives already.
Right.
It's become so common that it's almost invisible.
Right. I hear about AI constantly, but it feels more like a buzzword sometimes, less like something that's actually impacting me. So where is AI actually showing up in our lives?
Let's start with something you probably use every single day, social media. The algorithms that decide what you see on your feed, that's AI. And they're made to keep you scrolling. But the really interesting thing is how they change how you see the world.
Because they're showing me stuff based on what I already like.
Exactly. You end up in this bubble. And your opinions and what you're interested in seem normal because the algorithm is filtering out anything that disagrees with you.
Wow, that's actually kind of creepy when you think about it. It's like it's reinforcing my biases without me knowing it.
Exactly. And it goes way beyond social media. Think about product recommendations online. AI used to be just people who bought this also bought that. But now it's using these complex algorithms to try to figure out what you might want or need, sometimes even before you know yourself.
It's so true. I've definitely been shopping online and thought, hold on, how did they know I wanted that? It can be really helpful, but it also makes you wonder how well these systems really understand us.
It's a double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah.
It's super convenient, but it could also be used to manipulate people.
So this standard AI, as you called it, it's already really powerful.
Absolutely. And we haven't even talked about the areas where AI is actually doing better than humans,
Huh.
like in healthcare. There's been some amazing research showing AI outperforming doctors in things like cancer detection.
Really? AI is better at finding cancer than doctors.
In some cases, yeah, AI can look at medical images and find tiny patterns that a human might miss. But this doesn't mean doctors are going to be replaced.
Of course not. It's more like AI is a tool that can help them be even better.
Exactly. It's about using AI to improve diagnoses and treatments to help patients get better.
So AI is quietly working in the background, shaping what we see online and even impacting things like healthcare. But what about generative AI? I feel like everyone is talking about that now. What makes it so different?
Generative AI, especially the kind that uses GPT, it doesn't just analyze data to make predictions, it creates new content, like text, code, even music.
So instead of suggesting what I might buy, it can write a poem or a song.
Yeah, think of it like this. Standard AI might look at loan applications to predict if someone will pay back their loan. Generative AI looks at tons of text and learns how to predict the next word in a sentence. And that lets it write text that sounds like a human wrote it. You write different kinds of creative things, and it can answer your questions even if they're open-ended or strange.
And that's where those large language models come in, right? The ones trained on huge amounts of data.
Exactly. The more data it's trained on, the better it gets at understanding and generating human language.
Okay, so generative AI can make new things, but how does that impact me? It still seems kind of abstract.
Think of it as having an assistant that's super patient and knows a ton. You can ask it to help you with everyday things, like writing emails or planning what to eat.
So I could just tell it what I want to say in an email to my boss, and it would write it for me.
It can even help you get the tone right and make sure you sound professional. Imagine never having to stress over writing again.
Now that you put it that way, it makes a lot more sense.
And that's just the start. We're going to get into some amazing examples of how you can use generative AI to make your life easier, more creative, and more fun.
Okay, you've got me curious. What can I actually do with this AI assistant? What are some real examples?
Let's say you're going to the grocery store and you really don't want to make a list. You can just tell your AI assistant, make me a grocery list for 3 people, organized by what part of the store it's in.
That's pretty much me every week. Would the AI actually make a list I could use?
Not just usable, it can be super detailed. You can add things like vegan or gluten-free, and it'll make the list fit what you need. It can even suggest meals based on what's on the list.
Whoa. What if I get to the store and realize I forgot something?
Henrik actually tried this out himself. He took a picture of his shopping cart and asked the AI, what am I missing?
No way.
And it worked. The AI looked at the picture, figured out what was in the cart, and then suggested other things he might need based on what he'd said before.
That's amazing. I never knew I needed that much help with grocery shopping. It's like having a personal chef and a mind reader. All right, but let's talk about something other than food. What about gifts? I am the worst at thinking of good gift ideas.
AI can help you with that too. Henrik used his wife as an example. He gave the AI some basic info about her, like her age and her interests, and then he asked for gift ideas.
What did it suggest? Like generic gift cards.
Nope. It suggested things like a mystery subscription box because she likes crime shows, a really hard jigsaw puzzle, and even this murder mystery game you can play while hiking. It combined all her interests.
Wow, that's actually really good. It's like the AI actually understood what she likes. Okay, so this AI assistant can help with everyday stuff. But what about work? I'm guessing it's more than just writing emails.
Oh yeah, for sure. AI is becoming really important for lots of different jobs, like data analysis. Lots of people find spreadsheets and data stuff scary, but AI can help you understand even really complex data.
So instead of staring at a spreadsheet forever, I could just ask AI to analyze it.
Yep, you can ask it to find trends and patterns. It can even write summaries and reports that are easy to understand. It's like having a data analyst right there with you.
That would be a game changer for anyone who works with data. And these days, that's basically everyone. But what about something more creative? Like brainstorming ideas for a project.
AI can be a great brainstorming partner. You give it something to start with. Like, give me ideas for a marketing campaign, for a new vegan protein bar, and it'll give you back all these creative, sometimes even crazy ideas. It helps you think outside the box and come up with new solutions.
So it's not just about making things easier, it can actually help us be more creative. That's awesome.
And speaking of creativity, let's talk about how AI is changing research.
Research. I always just use Google. How does AI fit into that?
Well, there's a new search engine called Perplexity. It combines Google with AI, so finds information. But it also gives you clear answers to your questions. And it shows you where it got the information so you know it's real.
It's like having a research assistant that finds info, summarizes it, and tells you where it came from.
Exactly. And there's even more. There's a tool called Notebook LM. You can upload your own stuff to it, like articles, videos, PDFs, and the AI analyzes them and creates summaries. It can even come up with study questions.
That sounds super useful for students or anyone who needs to learn a lot of information quickly.
Yeah, it's like a personalized study guide. And for people doing academic research, there's Cite. It can actually write literature reviews, which saves a ton of time.
It sounds like AI is really changing how we do research.
It is. And this is just the start. We're going to talk about some even more creative applications of AI.
I'm ready. Let's hear it. We've talked about AI that helps us with our to-do lists and AI that helps us do research better, but what about the really creative side of AI? The stuff that feels almost like magic.
That's where things get really interesting. Think about those AI-generated pictures you see online, like a cat dressed as a chef or a dog riding a skateboard. Those are made using tools like DALL-E, which can make incredibly realistic and even surreal images, just from you typing in what you want.
Yeah, I've seen those. They're funny, but it's hard to see how that tech could be used for anything serious.
It's changing so fast. Now you can use AI to make illustrations for a website or images for a presentation. You can even design a logo with AI. There are so many possibilities.
So it's not just about making silly pictures. It's about making pro-level design tools available to everyone.
Exactly. And it's not just still images either. There are AI video tools that can do some amazing things. Imagine taking a photo and turning it into a short animation, or even making a whole video just from what you type in.
Like, make a video of a robot teaching a cat to play piano.
Exactly. The tech is getting so good, you can make pro-looking videos without needing any fancy equipment or editing skills.
That's wild. So AI can write, make images, and even make videos. Is there anything it can't do?
Well, it can also compose music. There are AI music generators that can create original music, and you can use it for your projects without worrying about copyright.
So if I need music for a video, I could tell the AI what kind of mood I want, and it would write something new just for me.
Yeah. You can choose the genre, the tempo, the instruments. You can even say how long you want the track to be. It's like having a personal composer.
It sounds like AI is going to make it possible for anyone to be creative. Anyone could be an artist or a filmmaker or a musician.
It's definitely making these tools more accessible. It's opening up a whole new world of possibilities.
But there are so many AI tools now, and some are free and some you have to pay for. How do you know if it's worth paying for one?
Henrik made a really good analogy. He compared it to buying expensive running shoes. Those shoes might help you run a tiny bit faster, but the real change comes from running itself.
So it's not about the tool, it's about how you use it.
Exactly. Paid AI tools might have more features, but the real value is in how they help you get better at what you're trying to do.
So if I'm a terrible writer, a paid AI writing tool won't magically make me a great writer, but it could help me write better than I do now.
Exactly. And that's a big improvement. It's
Yeah.
about using AI to level up your skills.
That makes sense. But with all this talk about AI getting more powerful, it's kind of overwhelming. Where is all this going? What's the future of AI?
That's the big question. Henrik talked about artificial general intelligence, or AGI. It's the idea that AI could become smarter than humans and could do anything a human can do.
Like the AI in movies that can think for themselves and solve any problem.
Yeah, it's just an idea right now. But it's something researchers are really thinking about. Henrik mentioned Sam Altman. He's the CEO of OpenAI. And he thinks we already have the technology we need for AGI.
So we have the tech, but the question is, are we ready for it? Are we ready for machines that are as smart as humans? Or even smarter?
That's the key question. And it's not just about robots taking over the world. It's about what AI means for our society and our lives right now.
So what can we do? How can we get ready for this future with AI?
Henrik's advice is to stay curious, stay informed, and stay focused on solving problems. Don't be afraid of what you don't know. Be excited about the possibilities, but also be aware of the challenges.
So it's about finding that balance, being excited about AI, but also thinking critically about it.
Exactly. And maybe the most important thing is to keep asking questions. Don't just believe everything you hear about AI. Dig deeper, think for yourself, and talk to people about what AI means for our world.
That's what this whole deep dive has been about, exploring the real world of AI, not just the hype.
And remember, this is just the beginning. The field of AI is changing constantly. The next few years are going to be really amazing.
So to our listener, as you keep learning about AI, remember Henrik's advice. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged. The future of AI is being shaped right now, and you have the power to be a part of it.